Hello there. Hello, hello. All right, let me get my co-host up. Hola, hola.
Hola, hola.
How are you?
I am good. I am.
Happy June 15th. Can you believe half the year has gone by?
My God, I know. And so much is going on, and so much has happened this past year. I can't believe that half of the year is come
It's
and gone
gone.
already.
I still remember New Year's like it was yesterday.
Yes, and all
Wow,
the different months and all the different things that happen in each and every month. So for
that's
me,
right.
it's like, oh my God, what is this next half of the year going to bring us?
Well, hopefully nothing but greatness, Agustin. Hey,
Absolutely.
everybody. Good evening and good morning, somewhere out there in the world, wherever part of the world you're watching us here. The Face of a Hero is back. We were hiatus a couple weeks off. Of course, I went out of town. What's your excuse, Dino?
Oh, I've been busy. So yeah, the family
Life
for me
happens, as they
always.
say. Life
Yeah,
happens, as they say. So we are here. We want to talk about what is a hero. And I know that we have some new viewers that are now watching us on a different platform. And I think that is Stitch TV, if I'm correct, Stitch.tv. And of course, we are on YouTube, on the Face of a Hero YouTube, and of course, on mine, Eve Gomez. And also follow us on the Face of a Hero Facebook page as well. So
absolutely.
something is coming up this weekend that you can relate. What's happening
Okay,
this
what is
coming weekend? A Hero's Day,
Heroes Day? It's right. For me,
Father's Day.
I don't look at it as a hero. I look at it as my responsibility as a father. So
And
I don't want to say
so
too much because there are some fathers out there that unfortunately they can't do what they
they
want
should
to
be
do.
fathers. I used to say not all men are made meant to be fathers, and not all women are meant to be mothers. But who am I to say who is and who isn't? But Father's Day is right around the corner. It's actually this Sunday. So to all the heroes that are dads, or to all the dads that are heroes, happy
Absolutely.
Father's Day, happy early Father's Day. And so some of you women played the role of a dad when your children's father was not in their lives. You had to step up to the plate and play both roles. Now I understand. Same thing is for fathers. There are some dads that single fathers, and those I call heroes, that do it all for their children, including combing their daughter's hair. How about that? Were you one of those dads?
Oh yeah, I did so much for my daughter, and from combing her hair to playing house with her to one of the things that we talk about is that she had this kitchen and she had all the different toys for the kitchen and the different, I'm going to say, the different food categories. So they were all mixed up in a
Mm-hmm.
box. And believe it or not, is that I separated every category from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I
Wow.
created a menu for her. I typed it out on Word, laminated it with color and everything. It was called Autumn's Cafe. And
Wow. Dads, are you
so,
hearing? Is that an idea for them?
and you know what? She'll never forget that. She talks about that all the time, and she kids my wife and says, "Mom, how come you never spent the time that Dad used to with me and Dad?" And we had a table, and she would actually come and take our order with her little dolls and what have you, and we'd play for about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well,
But
kudos to you.
and
But did you
that's
ever brush her hair, comb her hair, braid it, and things like that? Because I know men, they'll step up to the plate
oh,
and
absolutely.
do that. Those are heroes, true heroes as well, especially when it comes to taking care of a daughter. It's different than taking care of a son, a boy, right?
Absolutely. And there'd be times when we were at a restaurant, her and I alone, and I would go into the men's bathroom and I would ask the men, I says, I have my daughter in here. Can you please wait 2 minutes? And they would oblige. They would say, no problem, no problem in that. But yes, those were
That's
those
nice.
are some of the challenging times, but thank God that there were other men that understood, the challenges that, having a father take their daughter into the bathroom and that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
and the same thing goes for the boy. I had to take my son in the women's bathroom, but obviously it's different going into the men's bathroom because you have your stalls or whatever open, your urinals are
the
open.
urine, right.
So that is a little different, bringing in your daughter into the men's bathroom. So thank
When there's
goodness
more
for
involved.
yeah, and thank goodness for now the bathrooms that are both for men and women, or family bathrooms, right?
Family
That now,
bathrooms, those are the ones, the different stores that would have them. Those are the ones that I would wait to take my daughter into now and that. But,
yeah.
but
So kudos
yeah,
to you, the heroes. The heroes are the fathers. My father obviously is no longer here on earth since 2016, June 9th, not too long ago. He just had a heavenly anniversary, and time flies. I was like, wow, since 2016, it's been 6 years, 7 years
7 years,
already. 7
7 years.
years.
It's
Yeah.
been 20 years since my father passed. He passed in
Wow.
2003, and my mother, she passed in 2015.
Year after mine, 2014. But we want to, give a shout out to all the heroes that are out there, and I'm going to dedicate this to the fathers. We're not going to be on the full entire hour. We're only going to be on for 30 minutes. We will have a guest next Thursday. Remember that the Face of a Hero comes on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We've been
Central
on now
Standard.
for a while. Central Standard Time. That's right. And on the bottom of the screen, you can see the phone number and the website. We do need to update the website, but we have so much to share on our social media. But I'm not always tending to this page as always. So I'm going to ask my co-host to step up to the plate and man this one more. I know that we both live a busy life, but for those that are you just first timers that's joining and watching the show, are fairly new in watching this show, this was born out of an officer's passing, and that was Fry. I think that was her last name, right? Officer Fry from
No,
Chicago. Say again.
Ella French.
French. Why did I say Fry? French. Yes, French. I was close.
Yes.
She had gotten killed on duty. She was a young police officer in the Chicago streets, and I was driving on the highway, and I was listening to the eulogy from her funeral, from her service. It was her mom that was reading the eulogy, and it just hit me and said, there really isn't a platform for first responders, for police officers, a platform where they can actually share their stories to you, the audience, the viewers. Yeah, you see
That's right.
cop shows, was that was that what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you got bad boys, right? And they usually show someone, a police officer, going in on a call. The dispatcher's calling them on their squad, and they're running after somebody. They're doing a chase. They're arresting somebody, but that doesn't tell us the story of what the police officers really go through. And
Right.
also with George Floyd, all of that was happening. So God put that in me to say, you need to build that platform for the first responders. Mainly it was for police officers, right? And then we said, no, it's also the first responders. What does the fireman go through? What is it like to walk in their shoes? And then we're like, no, what about a doctor in the ER? What about an RN in the ER? What's it like to be in their shoes? What is it like to be there, especially if they have a lot of crime or a lot of trauma,
Right.
gunshot wounds, and all of that in Chicago? I mean, we want to share those stories so that we can gain respect and empathy in our first responders. Because from what I was seeing, we're not showing any much more respect or empathy for our men and women in blue.
That's right.
And that's how this show came out, guys. The Face of a Hero. What does it look to be them? As in hearing their story, we've had a slew of different guests come on our show. Can you mention a few, Tino, to our guests or our viewers that are watching?
So we've had, starting our first guest, Norel the boy. He was a SWAT team
Shout out
member.
to Noel.
Yes, and then we've had I forgot what his this gentleman's name is. I have my list right here. Give me 1 second.
Yep. So, we brought different heroes of all walks of life, not necessarily just men and women in blue, although that's how we started off with. And some of our guests actually got choked up in telling us their story. Some are saying that they're still having nightmares because of
Absolutely,
what they witnessed. You know, you got your list there, Tino?
I do. So I have not in this particular order, but we have a Brian Barsley. He was the
Yes.
he was also a SWAT team member from the Chicago Police Department. And then we have another person by the name of Herbie Cruz.
Yes.
Uh, Herbie Cruz, he was in the Chicago. No, he was Chicago Fire Department.
East Chicago. East
East Chicago.
Chicago Fire Department. He was the 911 director in East Chicago, and he is still a hero because of what he teaches and what he does in the community. So shout out to Herbie
Yes.
Cruz.
And then we've had a let's see, Waldemar Cruz. He's another retired.
Shout out to Valdemar.
Yes,
We see him from time to time on social media.
and then we have I forgot what the nurse's name was.
Sandra, I think it was.
Yes.
Yep, from one of the hospitals in Chicago. She was in the ER, or she still is working in the ER. You got to always, you should always go back and watch them. There are on our Facebook and on our YouTube as well these previous recordings of these shows with amazing heroes. And
Yeah.
her story, she wasn't even into the first hour of the day, and we were like, wow,
Absolutely. And that's
we don't think about those things.
But and then we have we've had a few others in that.
Yeah, we
But
had Dr. Chandra, Shadish Chandra. He is a neonatologist. He works with babies, preemies that are born, before time. And so that's also traumatizing
yes,
for families. And to see babies sometimes not making it, And we are bringing up our nurse. We do have a nurse. We just have to schedule her to come on and interview her. She is one of the nurses that makes it possible for preemies to be well taken care of while they're in the NIC unit at one of the hospitals in Indiana. She did agree to come on, and we need to hear these stories because when we go into the hospitals and we're sitting in the ER, all we do is think about us.
exactly.
We need to be seen. I'm hurt. I've been waiting here for hours. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you taking care of me? Why haven't you checked in? Why aren't you talking to me? Why, and we don't even know what's really happening in that back room in the ER. We don't know what's happening with the nurses or the doctors until we're in. We still don't know what they're going through.
Absolutely.
Right? So, especially in the NIC unit, kudos to those nurses. My daughter was a preemie, so I met some of those nurses being family because you meet parents that are there for days, for weeks, coming daily to see their baby that started out at 1 pound or ounces, growing into 3 pounds, then 5 pounds, and then finally able to be discharged. But then you got the others that are not quite so fortunate that their babies don't make it. They get rushed to another hospital. They helicopter them into a Riley's hospital or Children's Hospital, Ronald McDonald's Hospital, wherever they need to go to, and they're almost not making it, right? So we have these stories that we've shared here with you, and that's why this show needs to be shared. We also brought Bernard Carter. He's the Lake County prosecutor. He started out as an attorney, as a clerk, and he worked his way up. And the things that he's seen, he too have seen in all the communities, being the prosecutor for decades. I mean, he's experienced a lot. And so that was also a great interview to hear his story, right? So any others you mentioned? We brought in quite a few and more to come, guys. I'd like to hear, I mean, any person that's out there doing heroic things, we may not think it's heroic, but you as the person that's doing the act, the heroic act, you may be humble and modest and not say, no, I'm just, doing what I thought needed to do. Somebody else may be watching your actions and think you are a hero. We have the
Right.
phone number down there to call us and share their story and saying, hey, I have someone that you need to share their story. Why is that? Because we need to learn to have more respect and more empathy towards others, especially when they are our first responders and we need them.
That's right.
We
That's right.
definitely need them. We have not called in an EMT yet. We're going to call in an EMT to come on. What is it like to rush into a scene where you don't know what to expect?
And
And
also,
you're the
I'd like
first
to hear
responder.
from a dispatcher also, because they get all the phone calls.
Speaking
911
of,
operator.
yeah, did you see the movie with Holly Berry where she was the
Yes.
dispatcher? That
Yes.
was an interesting movie. If you have not watched it, was it called The Dispatcher or something? Holly Berry was one of the dispatchers where she actually froze. She wanted to leave. She didn't know how to handle a certain situation, but at the end, it was all well. I don't want to give it all to you to mess it up and you not watch it, but that is important. How do you handle a 911 call,
Right.
especially when they've been shot or when they call you and say, "I just killed my wife." How can you handle something like that, right?
Or also, if they are on the verge of committing suicide, jumping off a bridge, jumping
Oh
off
my
a.
gosh. Yes, yes, definitely. Hey, Angel, how are you? Angel Lopez, Melanie, they're watching and they're saying hello. They're watching from Facebook. Angel Lopez was also another one of our guests, along with Nate Turner
Right.
from the former NFL players and coach. They too are heroes, and they're still doing some heroic things in the community. So shout out to them as well. There's still other heroes that we need to hear from. What is it like to be, right? Like you said, the dispatcher. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would be able to handle something like that and get those calls. We are reading your comments, guys, since we are live as well. We sometimes I don't read them until at the end of the show, but if you're here and you're commenting, please share this show. If you know of any other heroes that you believe that they're doing heroic things in the community, it could be somebody's mom, it could be somebody's teacher, it could be somebody's dad, brothers, or it could be a teenager, it could be a child. I have known some kids that done some amazing things in the community. They're out there with a heart to help others, right? They go out there and they help feed the homeless. They go out there and go to the shelters. I mean, these are little heroes too that need to be given what's deserving to them, right? And so that's
Absolutely.
also something that we'd like to bring to this show because it is the face of a hero. We don't know what the face can look like, but we know that they are heroes, right? Until we share the story, then we know what they look like, right?
Heroes come in all shapes, sizes, and ethnic backgrounds, and
That's right. That's
no
right.
particular um, type of employment. So, like you said, it can be a student that's doing community service, not having to do, because there are some kids they have to, but there are some kids that they want to do community service because it comes
Yeah,
from their
they
heart.
love giving back. Hmm.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. And so, it touches my heart when I see tragedy happens and the people that make things happen for the good to save lives aren't really noticed, aren't really thanked enough for what they do. We say, well, they signed up for this job. Yeah,
Right.
but they don't get paid the amount of the work that they do. They may have signed up for this job, but you don't know what it's like until you get in the trenches, until you're right there in the fire, literally in the fire. You don't know what it's like. Yes, they get trained. Yes, they're out there in fires, but it's not the same thing when you actually see a life being taken in front of you. It's not
Right.
the same thing.
Right.
It's not. And yes, some people, from what we heard, may have gone numb to it, but the visual part, we heard what they took it home with them, right? Suffering PTSD from it. And then they're doing stuff out here that they don't realize it's not right. based on their PTSD. So now they've been incarcerated instead of getting the help that they need, right? Mental
Yeah.
health is so prevalent nowadays.
Yes.
Um, it's just surreal. I mean, we think it's just a movie or a fairy tale, but it really happens in real life. There was a movie, was it Backdraft or something, um, where the fire goes? I don't know if it was Backdraft or something draft.
Yeah.
That was
Backdraft.
a Backdraft, right? That was an awesome movie, but that stuff can happen for
Oh,
real, right?
I-
And I am, you know what? I've been working on reaching out to one of the survivors from the 911. She's become an author. She actually was one that was in one of the Twin Towers. She's a Latina, so we just need to schedule her in. She does have a busy schedule. She's become an author, so she goes and speaks in different areas based on what she experienced. That we don't know what that was like. All we did was just watch it on a TV screen, and all the dust from the fire, from the buildings crumbling down, and everyone looked like they were full of dust and not knowing what was going on,
yeah.
trying to find their own family, workers, friends, colleagues, what have you. It's just, there's so many heroes out there.
There are unsung heroes too. And as you were talking now, I just what came to mind was that. So I was at my daughter's school, and this was the last day of school, and the director, one of the directors there, was giving out these awards, and I'm not saying they were kind of like they were made up awards, but they were certificates, I'm going to say. And each one, there was some that are comedic. This child is most likely to fall asleep in such and such a class. So then they gave them to certain kids and what have you.
Mm,
Where I'm getting at is there was they had a certificate for the uh, most likely to be a mediator, peacemaker amongst the students, and they gave out three
mm,
certificates to three different girls. And I knew the girls, and I was like, it makes sense. But these are the girls that want to resolve issues where if girls
nice.
are or what have you. But to me, those are heroes of the school, because if there's conflict, they're there to try and create peace, to
Right,
resolve it,
right.
and
That's
that's the
great.
whole.
That's commendable. I mean, some people have problems with conflict resolution.
Yes.
Instead of bringing the peace and to resolve it, like you said, they're creating more animosity, more chaos,
Right.
right? So,
This,
yeah, welcome, Tracy. I think this has may have been the first time you are watching our show here, The Face of a Hero. If you know of any hero, please call us at the number down on the bottom of the screen. That's 773-809-0106. Now, we
yeah,
did start out in the studio where Agustin is at right now. That's where we were recording. We were not going live, we were pre recording. Now we're going live, where because of our busy schedules, we have created this platform, thank goodness for technology, to be able to shine this show in different platforms at the same time. So, Twitch is a Stitch TV. Why am I forgetting that? I've been gone to Mexico and I'm forgetting things. That's not good. I think my mind is still on vacation. It was beautiful 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, a little over a week. But this show is still here, and it's not even about Agustin or myself. It's about you, the hero that's
right.
watching,
All our unsung
that
hero.
you need to be put on this platform, an unsung hero. I've been working on inviting someone that is in the military. She's an amazing woman of God, but she has been so busy that now she actually has an assistant to schedule things for her because of her military job and the things that she does in the community. And that's Jennifer Ruth Green. She's a sergeant general, if I'm not mistaken, and she owes me a flight to get on one of those planes with her. So I'm looking forward to that. uh, and also to drive in one of the squads. I'm looking forward to that as well. I just need to schedule it because I know a lot of officers from the county, from the city, and from the state. And they said, Eve, just say when. So I'm excited to want to do that. And I'd like to get on the helicopter as well for Lake County, just to get that experience, but also to talk about these stories of what it's like to be up there with a police officer or with an EMT. I think it's prevalent that we know so that we can give them more respect and empathy that they so deserve. Because the George Floyd threw a lot of stuff out there that made people get angry, and innocent men and women of blue paid the price for what they did not do. There was too much anger out there in the communities because of that incident. Now, how many incidents happen where it's an officer shooting someone like that? How many incidents happen? Not as many as black on black and brown on brown.
That's right.
Where are we protesting? Where are we out there trying to bring the peace among our community? Forget the politicians. They'll show up for a camera, for a shot. Here, put me on this camera because take this picture because I'm here in solidarity. No, let's not use that as an excuse. Where are we on that?
Right.
Where are we? You be that hero and bring peace among people.
Yep.
You know, there's too many more killings like that.
Absolutely. But
so it's heartfelt to know that there's more killings unnecessarily because I didn't like the way you looked at me, because you live on that side of the street and you can't come on my side of the street because this is my territory and it's not your territory. People, it's a heart problem. My co-host on Nuestra Comunidad NWI blames the guns, that we need gun control. It's a heart problem. Guns don't kill, people do.
That's right. It's like
those guns don't pull the trigger on their own. Somebody has to do it.
So if you go out and drive, you're drunk and you drive, you're going to stop making cars because the car is the one that killed somebody? It's nonsense. Nonsense. They just had a shoot on the expressway today in Chicago. Because people, like you said, people are heartless. People have no value of life anymore.
No morals, no principles. And a lot of kids are not raising their kids as they need to because they still need to be raised right. Absolutely. They're in their 20s and don't know any better. So kids are having kids, and then the grandparents are taking care of the kids because their parents are in jail or in prison doing time or on a crack house or at a crack house,
Right.
So we got to give some more empathy and more respect towards our men and women of blue.
Absolutely.
Because they too go through things. When they do stuff that we don't agree with, let's see where their mind was. Some of them are racist, but let's go back to their childhood. How were they brought up? Society you should not allow society to dictate to you, but you should start bringing up some values in your home. Morality. We're missing that. The sense of value of what familia, what family means, togetherness. Community means come in unity. That's my definition, guys. I've been saying this for years. So let's come in unity. The rivals, the blues and the reds, come on, let's come together. When you put together red and blue together, what do you get? Purple. Purple. What's purple? Royalty. Wow, that just came out. Look at God. That is royalty. That means we are the sons and daughters of the Most High God, of the King, of our King. We are kings and queens, people, but we got to act like it.
Absolutely.
So this platform is for that hero that doesn't stick out, but we need to have them stick out so that we can learn what it's like to walk in their shoes, what it's like to go in one day as a fireman, as a nurse, as a doctor, as an RN, as an EMT. What is it like to be in their shoes so we can better understand? And that way, when the next time you're in the ER and you know what the nurse just went through, you'll have more patience. You'll understand that they just had 2 code blues before you walked in, and all you saw was chaos, thinking that they weren't paying attention to you, thinking that they weren't giving any time for you to treat you.
Or like our guest that we had, that she said before she even clocked in, they had ambulance bringing in bodies, and she said that she didn't even have a chance to clock in, and she's already had 2 emergencies on her hands, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, I got a headache," and "What's taking you so long?" "Oh, my foot hurts." "What's taking you so long?"
Yeah, I've been here 3 hours and they just came in and you saw them. Well, everybody's got an emergency, but some emergencies take more priority, and we wish that ours was the priority. So, yes, Tracy, kindness. Kindness matters. We need to start learning how to be kind, how to respect. Yes, respect is earned, not given. But you know what? Do unto others as you have want them to do unto you. But I also add, and I change that cliche to say, don't do to others what you can't handle being done to you. That's
That's right.
my quote, and
That
that's what
is
I've
a
been
good one.
saying. You know, just saying. So tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. Our time is up. Thank you for listening. Respect should be given. That's right. I respect you even if you don't respect me, because I know who I am, who has me and who's in me, and I am the salt and the light. So I will be kind even if you're dirty to me, because I have the strength to be able to not give you back what you've given me. Two wrongs don't make a right. Any last minute thing you want to say? Happy Father's Day to you, daddies. Some
Thank
mamas
you.
step up to the plate too.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you guys be safe, be blessed. Our show is every Thursday at 8 p.m. The Face of a Hero. Thank you for stepping up and being that hero. Thank you for being there to save someone's life. Even if you thought it wasn't your job to do, you stepped up to the plate, because I don't like someone saying, that's not my job. That's not my child. It's somebody's child. It's somebody's sister, somebody's brother, somebody's father, somebody's uncle, somebody's neighbor. It's somebody's family, period.
That's right.
Right? Yeah, so go back, share this so that others can watch it. It will be staying as a recorded show. We thank you for joining us here today. If this was your first time, muchas gracias. Thank you for joining us. Feliz Dia de los Padres. Happy Father's Day to all you daddies this coming Sunday. And happy Father's Day, Tino.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been great. It's been real. Gotta go. And Tracy, I don't know if you can see the comments there. She says, Happy Father's Day to you as well, and to everyone else.
Thank
So
you so much.
it's been great being here with you guys. And again, we want to thank you for joining us. And we'll be back. ¿Cuándo? When are we coming back to you?
Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right. With that, guys, I'm going to take us out. And, I like this little music tune. We're working on some new things. So just bear with us. Technology works in our favor, and sometimes it doesn't. On that, nos vemos. See you, Tino.
Bye now.
Let's see if I can get you off the screen. I'll see you later. Bye.